hola, mi gente. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? I know you can see me. I got a hell of a light on me right now. I am back in my little stew. I'm back in the little stew, as you can see. We are now Block Stars Podcast. If you watched the last episode, you would know that already. Formerly known as On the Block with Jen, it is now Block Stars Podcast. You can get some pre-recorded here. You're going to get your one-on-ones here, okay? You're going to get your commentary here, your reaction videos. Everything's going to be streamlined here. Forget about Sisterhood Sips. Everything is going to be here, okay? Good to see you guys. Don't forget, we pay the bills early. Cash App On the Block with Jen. If you like what you see and you want to tip the lady. All right, good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. You know, we're here for a good time, not a long time. I saw a show yesterday. Okay, you guys probably haven't seen it. Y'all ready to be offended? I saw yesterday Kevin Spacey Unmasked. Kevin Spacey Unmasked. Okay. Some of you guys are familiar with Kevin Spacey. If you are not, it is Kaiser Soze. Okay, from The Usual Suspects, the actor who played Kaiser Soze. And I know you guys know Kaiser Soze. You may not know Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey played Kaiser Soze. Okay, so there you go. So apparently, Kevin Spacey has been fondling, tickling balls and dicks and nuts and shoving his penis and his region and his crotch, you know, in people's faces and molesting people since high school, since his performing arts high school. Okay, so this man has been fondling other men and boys for, you know, many years, right? And then he went on to be, you know, world renowned, and he did Seven. If you see the movie Seven with Brad Pitt, one of my favorite freaking movies. Remember Brad Pitt? What's in the box? What's in the box? Right? And Morgan Freeman was like, "Don't open the box, California." Remember that movie? That really dope movie where the serial killer put Brad Pitt's wife's head in a box. All right, so that's Kevin Spacey. Okay, hope you all caught up. So apparently, they did a documentary on him, kind of like Surviving R. Kelly, but just more surviving Kevin Spacey. The reason why you guys are not interested in any way, shape, or form is because there's no black man on chopping block right now. Okay, rock with me. There is no black man that you guys really like that's on the chopping block right now. The only time you care about serial molesters or serial rapists that are white is when someone's bringing up like R. Kelly or, I don't know, Bill Cosby, or even a Jonathan Majors. Most recently, I had a run-in with a white woman, his ex-girlfriend. You guys really don't care. You guys don't give a fuck about, you know, white pedos and white rapists. Y'all really don't give a damn about white criminality unless someone you like who is of color is on the chopping block. And then all of a sudden you remember everybody's name. What about Weinstein? What about Epstein? What about Kevin Spacey? That's the only time you guys care about this guy. So anyway, I found it beyond race and all of that. I found this documentary very interesting because, you know, of course, like a lot of you guys, I was a fan of Kevin Spacey. I was a fan specifically of Kaiser Soze, right? Great actor. He went on to do The House of Cards. I mean, just a real big time A-list actor. And something I found very intriguing and interesting as I'm watching this documentary. And I quit maybe 30 minutes or so before it was over because I had seen enough. It was a good documentary because it's like, oh, let's find it. We love, you know, knowing the nitty gritty and the behind the scenes of what these celebrities, how they really live. Yeah, it was interesting. But then it got really redundant. So if that was my only critique of the production of this documentary, was it just got redundant. Right? But it was basically a Me Too movement for men, really. It was a Me Too movement for men. What's up, E Black? I see you, Keith David. So, you know, I'm watching this, and this was interesting. The title of tonight's show is Kevin Spacey Proves Men Are Bigger Groupies Than Women. Okay? That's the title for tonight. Kevin Spacey proves men are bigger groupies than women. So here's a pattern that I saw. And guys, I'm going to throw you a bone. I'm not going to bash y'all. I'm going to throw y'all a bone, okay? I'm going to validate some things that you think about women, all right? You know, I ain't no feminist. I just tell it like it is on both sides. And, you know, either side gets mad at me depending on what way the wind is blowing on that stream. But I'm going to throw you guys a bone. So on this Kevin Spacey documentary, I found it very interesting that all of these men, the majority of the men identified as straight white males. When they met Kevin Spacey and their worlds collide with him, they were straight white males with girlfriends or wives. Okay? And then time goes on. Now, one thing I noticed is these are the evermost meeting up, okay, with their villain victims I ever did see. What do you mean, Jen? Well, every time Kevin Spacey was in town, as you know, these celebrities be all over the world. Every time Kevin Spacey was in town, he would, I guess, go through his little contacts and hit up these guys who are claiming to be victims of him now, okay? Literally hit them up like, hey, I'm in town, let's go to a bathhouse. Hey, I'm in town, let's go see this movie. Hey, I'm in town, let's go see this play. Now, the majority of the victims, there was about 10 or so men, right, claiming to be victims of Kevin Spacey, right? And these are not children. You guys know how I feel about children, old people, handicapped, and animals, all right? Things that can't defend themselves, right? If you're an adult, you have a choice to say no unless you're being held at gunpoint or somebody stronger than you. You have a choice, right? In my opinion, someone saying you'll never work in this town again, that's not enough. That is not enough of a threat for me for you to go on along with somebody, right? To let someone take your body because they're saying you'll never work in this town again. So apparently these straight white men who had girlfriends and wives, every time Kevin Spacey was in their town, he was like, hey, yo, what you doing? I'm in town. Come through, right? These men, let me emphasize the straight white men, because they were all like, hey, I'm not gay, I'm not gay, I'm not gay. But some of them were. Some of his victims are gay. These men just were in full groupie mode. Now, we're used to, okay, and women get an excuse for this. We're used to seeing women as groupies. We're used to that. You know, you guys call them gold diggers and for the streets and all that shit, right? But when you look at it, when a woman sees a man in power and she gets wet for him, she's actually following nature, actually following the nature, the natural order of things, right? Because even back in the cave days, right, women were turned on by the cavemen that could do the most. That's what women will never change. I know you guys hate it. I know it makes you cringe. I know it's a pain in your ass. But women will never change, right? And it doesn't even have to be millions of dollars or a celebrity. It could be 4 thugs. And, you know, the 5th thug is the one that tells the other 4 thugs what to do. Guess what? The little girl, the little ghetto girl in the neighborhood is going to like the 5th guy more than she'll like the other 4 thugs. Now, they may be cute, but if the 5th thug is telling the other ones what to do, a woman naturally gravitates to men who are in charge, right? That's the natural order of things. Women are hypergamous. Men are responsible for provision, right? That's what they're responsible for. That's their natural order. So these men with Kevin Spacey, right, claimed, well, you know, I had to be in his good graces, or I would never work in this town again, right? Kevin Spacey had power. The problem with that is that even before he blew up with House of Cards and Usual Suspects and the movie Seven, even before that, these men were going along to get along with Kevin Spacey. Now, you guys have seen Kevin Spacey, not the most threatening looking guy, short, you know, petite sort of man. And there was one victim in particular that really got to me. This dude, I mean, jacked. He was jacked, okay? Ex-Marine. Told this story to tears. He came to tears. And he explained that Kevin Spacey, he was straight as well. And Kevin Spacey kind of kept working on him and was like, hey, he would do, you know what a lot of these guys in Hollywood do. Hey, I saw your reel. You're a great actor. Why don't you come catch this movie with me and we'll discuss acting and, you know, where your career is going. So Kevin Spacey was basically doing that to these men. He did that to one man in particular, ex-Marine, jacked. I mean, big dude, okay? He says, we go to the movies and Kevin Spacey's sitting next to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting here with Kevin Spacey. Again, groupie language. That's groupie language. Like, oh my God, I'm sitting here with Brad Pitt. It's groupie language. So these men, this big Marine, big ex-Marine, jacked, okay? He was jacked. Sitting next to Kevin Spacey and claims that Kevin Spacey pulled out the schlong and started beating it. And he was just sitting there in the theater, kind of stuck. Like, holy shit, Kevin Spacey sitting next to me, he's beating off. And then he goes on to say that Kevin Spacey took his hand and put his hand on his penis so he could finish him off, right? And then he says, I know what you guys are thinking. you're thinking as a man, the first thing you would do is be violent. The first thing you would do is break them up, right? Because you're a man. But you have to understand that the first thing you feel is shame. You're embarrassed. You're thinking, let me not reject them because it won't be good for me in this business. Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like? Women. That sounds like women. That sounds like all the women that you call bullshit on when they're saying, I was afraid not to go along with Harvey Weinstein because I wanted to work in this town again. I was intimidated by Epstein, right? I was intimidated by I was intimidated. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to lose my position, in this Hollywood, right? Right? Sounds like women. And here we have 10 men, okay, parroting verbatim what female victims have said. I was intimidated. This guy had a lot of power, right? So does this change the paradigm for how you view female victims? When you have not one, not two, not three, but 10 men saying that they were intimidated by Kevin Spacey's power to the point where they went from straight to gay one night. Straight to gay. I mean, these men were so intimidated. They went from straight, well, I'm not gay, but I felt like I had to do what I had to do. This is what these men are saying on this documentary, right? Fast forward to hip hop. And I'm shocked you guys are taking it so well, right? Because the homophobia, for lack of a better term, I'm just going to use homophobia. I know you guys are going to say, I'm not scared of homos. I know. Let's just use homophobia because we all know what it means. The homophobia in our environment, right? Because we all machos here. We tough. The homophobia in our environment is thick. I'm surprised that you guys are taking all this homo activity in hip hop. You guys are taking it really, really well. These are guys that you looked up to that you thought they were straight killers and thugs and drug dealers. And they're all being exposed as gay, thanks to Diddy, right? So now we're side-eyeing. Is Meek Mill gay? Is Mace gay? Who else is gay? Who else is in that party? Is Fabulous gay? Who else didn't say no to Diddy? What's going on here? You guys are taking it really, really well. I thought you'd be ready to throw the whole genre, the whole hip-hop genre in the garbage. But you guys are taking it really, really well. You guys are easing into understanding, yeah, sometimes men are gay, right? And these men in this Kevin Spacey documentary that y'all don't care about until one of your favorite rappers gets accused of rape, and then you'll start throwing out, well, what about Kevin Spacey? What about Woody Allen? What about Weinstein? What about Epstein? You know, you guys don't care about white criminals until a black criminal gets caught up. You know that. I know that. It's okay. It's okay. It's human nature. Hypocrisy is human nature. I got you. It's okay. All right? I know what I'm dealing with. There was another victim, Kevin Spacey. He says, hey, come to my house. It's a party. No, you know, it's not, because I'm not gay. And it was kind of weird to me. Then the guy says, hey, there's a party. Bruce Willis. Okay. Bruce Willis is throwing a party in the Hollywood Hills. Going to be a lot of celebrities there. I want you to come. I want to introduce you to people. What does the big Jack Marine do? Well, fuck. He literally says out his own mouth verbatim, it's Bruce Willis, like Die Hard. I wanted to meet him. What does that sound like? Sounds like a woman. It sounds like me telling one of my girlfriends, hey, come through. Drake is going to be at this party. Her nipple's going to get hard. She's going to get excited. She's going to ask me, what should she wear? That's how women react. So again, the title of this show tonight, Kevin Spacey proves men are bigger groupies than women, because women are hypergamous. So it's natural that women want to be about power and strength. What's a man's excuse? An ex-Marine that's jacked? Die Hard. You know, it was Bruce Willis. I'm not saying it. Kevin Spacey's victim is saying it. And Kevin Spacey knowing, okay, I give Kevin Spacey this. He was keen on knowing who was going to fold. Because 2 or 3 of the victims told him, I'm not gay. And Kevin Spacey's response was, yeah, I know, that's even better. So Kevin Spacey was doing this shit for so long, he knew men were fold. So do men have a propensity to be gay for pay, to be gay for fame? Because everybody, no, I would have to, no, not me. I'm a man. No dick in my ass. But does it depend on who's asking? So Kevin Spacey tells this guy, come over to my house. This is a party. The guy goes over. Hey, where's the party? There's nobody here but me and you. Oh, Kevin Spacey says, oh, people coming in and out. Don't worry about it. And he gets closer. He starts trying to, massage him. And he does the old Weinstein trick. Oh, my back hurts. Why don't you massage this? And then the guy says, I knew I had to get out of there because I'm not gay and I have a girlfriend. So I grabbed Kevin Spacey by the face and I planted the biggest kiss on him. And then I said, I gotta go. So wait a minute. You're not gay, but you plant the big kiss on him to save your acting career. That's strange. So little old Kevin Spacey, you guys have seen him, okay? He looked like an old gym teacher. Little old Kevin Spacey. You'll never work in this town again. And you bend over. Kevin Spacey proves men are bigger groupies than women. And this is not a white thing, is it? After Diddy's situation, a lot of videos started coming out, right? And we're seeing all kinds of people that we like. Do the nervous giggle. What's the nervous giggle, Jen? Well, the nervous giggle is when women are around men that they're intimidated by. They don't feel comfortable with them. There's a clip of Bill Cosby and Sofia Vergara specifically on a talk show, and Bill Cosby's being real nasty, the nasty old man. And she's like, women do that nervous giggle, right? Because from very young, they are conditioned to like, this is a man. He's more powerful. He's bigger than you. You be nice. You be likable. You be likable, right? So they do the little, knowing damn well they're repulsed by the men, right? So now that Diddy's videos are dropping, you see men looking like a deer in the headlights when Diddy says, what's up, daddy? You look good, daddy, right? We've seen those videos. Do the rappers jump up and punch him in the face? There's a video of Diddy with Damson Idris and another actor from the series Snowfall. He's like, look at this pretty nigga. Look at this pretty fine. This is a man talking to other men. And if you watch the video, you see the nervous giggle. And who does the nervous giggle? Women. Damson Idris, grown man. His co-star, grown man. Deer in the headlights. Because I'm sure Diddy's intimidating. You're in his mansion. You're sitting on his couch. You're eating his treats from the party. And he comes in the room rubbing his car. Look at this fine nigga. Look at this pretty nigga. You got pretty nigga in you. I'm sure you've seen the video. Drink champs. How come you ain't hang with me, daddy? How come you ain't hang with me on your birthday, daddy? You seen the videos, Diddy talking to Fabulous. Where else would that go down? Would you sit somewhere and let a man call you daddy and tell you that you're pretty? These men, these tough guys on rap records, they like deer in headlights. You are in a swimming pool, water glistening all over your body. And Diddy's standing over you in the pool, Meek Mill. What's up, daddy? But it's just the irony to me that men think when women are in these situations, you think she should go running from the location into the precinct with pictures, resumes, videos, audios, and a map to get to the guy's house or hotel room or whatever. That's how you view women. Well, why it took you 22.3 years? Come on, fellas. This is what you say to women. But y'all are real quiet about the men. You watched all these videos. 50 Cent keeps throwing them up and y'all just laugh and keep it. No. Don't laugh and keep it moving. I want the same energy that y'all give women. Where's that energy? Where's the energy? I don't understand. Why Kevin Spacey's victims coming out now after all these years? How they go from straight to gay overnight? Because Kevin Spacey was like, hey, move over on the couch. I ain't gonna bite. But I know you guys don't care about white criminality until there's a black criminal on the chopping block. I know, but I'm bringing this to you anyway. Now, I told you guys earlier, I'm going to throw you a little bone, and I will because I want to be fair. I'm going to be fair. because men are wonderfully matter of fact, very black and white, and I love you guys for that. Very matter of fact, right? You guys are problem solvers. Hey, baby, I have a problem. Let's fix it. I don't want to talk about it. That's how men are. And it's a beautiful thing that you guys are like that, right? Because women, we tend to be hysterical, right? Ah, a lizard. And you're like, you kill that shit, right? So it's something I did notice, right? I'm going to validate something for you guys. The one thing I did notice about all the victims on Kevin Spacey's expose last night, with maybe the exception of one or two victims, because it was a lot of them. The story got redundant. Okay, the story got, I'm not gay, but he was fondling my nuts backstage. It got redundant. The men admitted, and I'm like, is this really an expose? Because the men admitted that they repeatedly went to hang out with Kevin Spacey. Repeatedly. The man would be in this man who repulsed you, this man that was making you feel gay and you weren't gay and you had a girlfriend. Every time he was in town and he was like, hey Josh, I'm in town, let's go to the bathhouse. Hey Josh, I'm in town, let's go see this play. Hey Josh, I'm in town, let's go check out this restaurant. And Josh went because he was afraid that Kevin Spacey, although Kevin Spacey wasn't a big Hollywood producer, he was an actor. In their minds, they were thinking, oh, I'll never work in this town again. They literally said that. But they admitted, the men admitted this is something women don't do. Ladies, this is something women don't do. The men admitted, yeah, I went voluntarily. For whatever reason, I went voluntarily. Of course, they tried to give you the violin, but I went because I was afraid for my career now, and I wanted to keep acting. By the way, none of the 10 victims are in any movies or anything you've ever seen. So apparently they didn't act anyway. Ain't that some shit? They were trying to protect their careers and be able to continue to be acting. None of them are fucking actors. None of the 10. None of the 10 are actors. So I don't know what career they were trying to protect. Keeping the Kevin Spacey secret for 20 years. None of them are acting now anyway. So... But at least they admitted that they kept hanging out with Kevin Spacey. And then it just got more gay and more gay. Then it got scarier and scarier. Because he's a gay man. He's going to want to smash something eventually, yeah? You coming to hang out with me every time I'm in town. So I'm thinking you want to crack it for me. One actor said they were on the red carpet. And Kevin Spacey is like, hey, what's up? Who are you? And stuck his finger through his tuxedo pants all the way up his underwear and up his ass. And I couldn't say anything to anybody. I didn't want to act again. And I started losing sleep. And I couldn't eat. These are adult males. Adult males. Now, had a woman said that, you guys would have been all over her. But I must say, every business, okay, there's a pecking order. It's about power. I don't care if it's the church. I don't care if it's corporate America. I don't care if it's the entertainment industry. I don't care if it's the rap game. There's a pecking order. There's power, right? People want power. And people that have power could have anybody do anything for them because they got the power, right? So women, because I believe that there's a lot of situations, even with the Harvey Weinstein, and I'm not talking about pedophiles. I'm talking about power and entertainment. I do believe that there are women that link with men specifically who have power. And this is beyond being a groupie. I think women will hook up with certain men. And it's like, oh, he owns such and such. Oh, he's the brother of this guy that owns that studio house. Oh, he's a producer and he could put me in that movie. I do believe that women totally volunteer to be in those situations, and then when it doesn't work out, they're victims. Okay? And I know that's going to piss women off, okay? But I truly, wholeheartedly believe that the women are no different than the men that I saw last night, and the men are no different than the women. Now, do I think all? I'm sorry, guys, I don't have my some, not all sign right here, but you guys know, some, not all. However, I think a large majority of the women and the men want to be close to that power. That guy was not gay until Kevin Spacey said a party at Bruce Willis' house. He was totally straight with a girlfriend. He was a Marine. Oh, I'm a man. Until Kevin Spacey said, a party in the hills at Bruce Willis' house. And then he was like, well, shit, what time? So are men bigger groupies than women? Because women have the excuse of hypergamy, of wanting to be around power, because power means protection. Power means good, smart babies that are going to be rich, like I am rich, right? So what's the excuse for men? Sound like men are bitches too. Don't forget Cash App on the block with Jenner. Super chat me. You are enjoying this stream, are you not? So what do you think about that? So I'm watching this Kevin Spacey thing, and I'm like, the hypocrisy is overflowing from all ends. And usually before I do a stream, I'll go to Instagram or Facebook, and you could search somebody's name, even on YouTube. And I throw in Kevin Spacey. Now, this documentary dropped last night. It was a 2-part documentary, and they are dragging this man, Kevin Spacey. I mean, they're making him look like the biggest monster that ever lived, because he kept molesting men, right? He was molesting men. And I threw his name in a couple search bars today, and he wasn't even trending. He wasn't even popular. He wasn't even trending. Kevin Spacey, an A-list actor, is being exposed for molesting males since his high school days. And when he was in high school, he was the same age as the guys that he was molesting as well. So I would give him that. He likes them young, but he's not messing with kids. He likes them young. He likes them young, shiny gays, right? The little tight asses. But they're still adult males. And he wasn't trending at all. Like, you guys don't care at all. Y'all don't give a rat's ass. Y'all don't even care. Yeah, y'all don't give a rat's damn. And it's hilarious to me. Y'all would need Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, or Jay-Z to be accused of something before y'all come running to bring up Kevin Spacey, Woody Allen, Harvey Weinstein, Epstein. That's the only time y'all care. It's so weird, but y'all shouldn't make it so obvious. Y'all don't give a damn. But let some comedian or some singer or some rapper y'all like, let him get caught out there with some underage woman. What about Kevin Spacey? What is that about? What's wrong with y'all? But I watched it for you. Johnny Calderon. Molesting is for kids. These are grown men who could have walked away. I'm glad somebody said it, because this is the same response women get. Now, with that said, do I think that Weinstein forcefully assaulted some women? Yeah. He's a big, goofy guy. He's tall. I'm sure he forced some women to do some things. Thank you, Marcos Chaz. You stupid John. Long ass finger. Yeah, I guess Kevin Spacey has long fingers, because the guy claimed, they're on the red carpet. Everybody's dressed. And I'm like, what? Stuck his finger. He was like, there's material, because I had pants on. Stuck his finger, pushed all the way up through the pants and the underwear, and up in his booty hole it went. So I don't know how that happened, but he's saying it happened. What's up, Kari? Okay, E Black came to show me some love because he has a show himself. This comment here I want to grab real quick. Calligraphy, how are you, sir? Says, bunch of male gazelles. They thought a little KY and a knot in my eye would get them in the Hollywood club. Sour grapes. Oh, well. Okay, then you're saying that the only reason this expose happened is because they are sour grapes. They didn't make it. Because here's another thing that I thought of. It's funny you should say that, because here's the thing that I thought of. those 10 men that were exposing Kevin Spacey, right? Like I said, none of them are now acting. They're all doing, other things, right? They're all doing other things. This is probably the first time they've been on TV, since they were trying to act, because some of them did background work on House of Cards. Some of them did background work at stage plays of Kevin Spacey. So they weren't A-listers. But here's the thing. How many, if Diddy proved nothing at all, okay? He proved this. How many men, I'm not talking about women, okay, because the casting couch is real. I'm not talking about women. That's easy peasy. Men like women like men, whatever. But how many men do we look at day in and day out that we think are heterosexual and didn't do any favors and went through that? And we look at them, the Tom Cruises, the Brad Pitts, you know what I'm saying? The Idris Elbas. We don't know. We don't know how big this couch is, and we don't know who's laid on it to get apart, because the 10 guys that had an issue with Kevin Spacey molesting him, right? Molesting them, they're not working in the business. A lot of men are working in the business and are very successful, okay? How many of them went through a casting couch with another man? We don't know. How many rappers are under that Diddy umbrella? We don't know, right? But I think the number is way, way bigger than we can imagine. I think if those names dropped, our jaws would drop. That's what I think. That's what I think. Now, 50 Cent is trying, he's still going after Meek Mill and all this other stuff, but who knows? I mean, Meek Mill, Stevie J, they all real chummy and they all defending Diddy, and we know what Diddy's about. So we don't know who was in those beds. We do not know. But I will say the very interesting thing about that documentary was that the men kept admitting that they were voluntarily going. And I was shocked. I was like, wait, they're admitting that Kevin Spacey would call and they would go a running. I said, okay, this isn't really an expose so much as it is a groupie tale. It's groupie tales. We've heard Superhead has done it. A lot of these Instagram models do it. They'll screenshot the text messages and throw it on Instagram so they could get 5.5 minutes of exposure. These are groupie tales, really. These are groupie tales gone wrong. Because what if Kevin Spacey wasn't lying? What if Kevin Spacey was saying, all right, yeah, I'm going to put you in this movie. Let me get that ass. And what if they gave them that ass and then put them in a movie? Would they be crying? And yes, I say literally, because a couple of the men were crying. There's nothing wrong with men crying, okay? I just found it interesting in that particular situation because, again, they were volunteering to hang out with Kevin Spacey. They were volunteering. They weren't being forced. They didn't get cornered in a hotel room. And even if he was promising that he was going to get them work, what he wasn't saying was, you'll never work in this town again, which is something Harvey Weinstein was constantly threatening women with. Like, if you want to keep working, you need to rock with me. But Kevin Spacey wasn't saying, if you want to keep working, he was just saying, I can get you work. I can put you around other celebrities. So he wasn't threatening them. So this sounds like groupie tales. It sounds like Superhead. Oh, I slept with all these guys and I ain't getting nothing from it. Here's a book. Here's another book. Here's another book. That's what this is looking like. And is this show business in the future? Is everyone going to be exposed to the point where we're all desensitized and we don't care who stuck their finger in who? Because I'm telling you, I'm surprised at how well you're taking or all this homosexual activity in hip hop. These are all your heroes. These are the killers and the drug dealers and the badasses y'all been listening to since y'all were kids. And it was all predicated on, how tough and masculine they were. And they're all taking Diddy's finger in their ass. I mean, I don't know what's left. Country music? I don't know. Kimia says, the funny thing is, like you said, this happens across the board in multiple industries and walks of life. With me being a femme male, I appreciate you saying it. Absolutely. If I do, it's like y'all think everyone gay. Nah, power is a thing. Gang culture, all these niggas follow big homie. Thank you. Yes, that is my point. That is my point. How many times have we seen men big broing the big bro? It is a power thing. There's a pecking order. And up until now, it's always been blamed on women. But now with all these exposés, we're seeing men are no different. Men are no different. This guy literally admitted that he folded because he got invited to Bruce Willis's house. So again, guys, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know, I don't like going past an hour anymore. So I can keep myself fresh for you guys because the 2 hours was killing me. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Tomorrow I want to talk to you more about power in a pecking order and who Jaleel White married. Oh my God, that woman is quite unsightly, but we're going to get into that and how he feels like, you know, the sisters didn't want him. It's interesting. I got an interesting take on it for mañana. You know, I got to constantly tell you guys the natural order of things that you refuse to accept, okay? And I'm going to keep telling y'all till y'all get it, okay? So yes, Kevin Spacey, in my opinion, after watching that documentary last night, proved men are bigger groupies than women. And if you're coming in late and you're wondering why I'm saying that, rewind. It's only a 40-minute show. Watch it at the gym. Watch it in a bubble bath. Watch it before you go to bed. Thank you for joining me, guys. I appreciate you, heart and soul. Don't forget, this has been Block Stars Podcast. That is the new name of the show, and you'll get everything here. Sisterhood Sips, the one-on-one interviews, blah, 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 yada, yada. I didn't date. Ooh, girl. I interviewed someone who wanted to date me for like 15 years, and the conversation is very, very interesting. I'm going to drop that very, very soon. What's it like talking to somebody who's wanted to date you for 15 years? So we're going to see that. Some of you guys may know him by The Fisherman. I used to talk about him a lot on different streams, talking about, you know, when you're interested in somebody and not interested in somebody and they keep trying to date you. So I finally got him in my seat on Block Stars Podcast, and I'm bringing you that too, hopefully by the weekend. But tomorrow, let's talk about this Jaleel White thing, aka Urkel, who just married a white woman who is extremely unattractive, respectfully. So I come back, I talk to you guys about that. He's claiming the old, you know, the black women didn't want me, right? Yeah, okay. All right, guys. So good night. Hit that like and subscribe. You know, the algorithm is not going to be kind to me. So you guys be kind to me. If you're catching a replay, leave me a comment, por favor. Leave me a like. I don't even care if you throw a little thumbs up or a little kiss or a happy face in the comment section. It still helps the mama. Don't forget, once again, Cash App on the block with Jen. If you enjoyed the stream, buy me a smoothie. All right, guys. Take care, and I see you mañana. And I'm out.